15 things you should never do in Russia. Whenever you're traveling to a new destination, it's important to research local customs before you go. Russia is no exception, especially because the local people tend to be very superstitious and you wouldn't want to do anything that signifies bad luck. Here are 15 things not to do in Russia. The most important: don't refuse vodka. Number 1. Don't shake hands with your gloves on. It is considered extremely impolite to leave your gloves on while greeting someone with a handshake. So make sure you remove your gloves before any interaction occurs. Also, never shake hands over a threshold, as Russians see this as bad luck. They'll expect an argument to be the outcome of your conversation if you shake hands in a doorway. Number 2. Don't take the last shirt unless you're really, truly in need. Russians have a funny phrase which translates roughly in English to "do not take back the last t-shirt." It simply means never be the one to take the last, and always give back. Therefore, Russians tend to be very generous even if they don't have much to give. So never accept a gift unless you truly want it. You may be required to refuse it several times. Number 3. Don't smile on public transport. In Russia, smiles are reserved for family members, friends and colleagues at work. It's just a typical Russian thing, and it's recommended you don't smile randomly at strangers while riding on public transport or going shopping. Russians have a saying: to smile without a reason is a sign of a fool. Number 4. Don't sit by the corner of the table. This is another Russian superstition that people still believe, especially when it concerns a young single lady. You'll notice that in every single restaurant or bar, if there's a large gathering, girls are usually in a rush to sit somewhere in the middle. Russians believe that someone who always chooses a seat at the corner of the table might never marry or be romantically involved with someone. Number 5. Don't exchange money with people in the evening. Imagine that you owe money to your Russian friend. You have to pay them back as soon as possible. Just make sure you don't do it in the evening, as they won't be impressed. Many Russians believe that dealing with money so late in the day is a bad omen. You'll be better off waiting until it's morning. Number 6. Don't show up empty-handed. If you have been invited to dinner at a friend's house, never show up without anything to offer in return, as this is considered to be really rude. Even if you bring just a small chocolate bar, or a cheap bunch of flowers from the kiosk in the neighborhood, they'll still be happy. You can expect a warm reception in a Russian home. Number 7. Never turn down a drink. The Russians are friendly, generous, and they like vodka. Really, that's not just some horrible cliché. So when you go to Russia, expect to be offered a drink. Don't expect that you can just say, "No thank you, I don't drink," because no one will sympathize with, or understand that for some people alcohol is a life-ruining force of destruction. They will just think you're being insufferably rude. Some travelers say, you can use the old doctor's orders excuse to politely dodge the alcohol without raising any eyebrows. Number 8. Don't leave empty bottles sitting on the table. The Russians are really superstitious people. A 2013 poll found that more than half of the Russians surveyed believed in things like omens, astrology, prophetic dreams, and bad luck. One such superstition has to do with empty bottles, specifically, empty bottles that once had alcohol in them. According to the Moscow Times, Russians believe that an empty bottle left sitting on a table is an omen of financial hardship, or maybe even grief and suffering. Number 9. Don't whistle indoors. Whether you're having fun with friends, or absent-mindedly humming along to a tune, while you go about your daily chores, make sure you don't whistle indoors. If you're with a group of Russians, and you happen to forget, you will be scolded. It's believed that whistling brings bad luck, and that it will lead to losing money. Number 10. Don't change money outside the bank. There's no guarantee the money will be real, if you don't go through an official channel. Fake banknotes exist, and if you use a back office in a street, you might end up holding a load of duds. If you don't go to the bank, hotels will change money, but the rates might be a little higher. Number 11. Never give someone scarves, knives, or clocks. Scarves, knives, and clocks may seem like nice and harmless gifts, but they're not the best presents to give Russians. These three objects are considered bad omens. A scarf is perceived as an omen to tears, and knives will bring about enemies. It's also not a good idea to give someone a clock or a watch. Either gift signifies not just the abrupt end of your friendship, but also a shorter stay on Earth. Number 12. Never make jokes about parents. Russians do not share the Americans' sense of humor, and they definitely do not find jokes about someone's mother or father amusing. In fact, they will find all jokes about any family member offensive. Restrain yourself from telling any jokes, because the Russians might miss the punchline, and instead take your joke too seriously. Number 13, never refuse to take part in toasts. Just as much as drinking, toasting is a very important part of Russian culture. Regardless of the occasion, expect to participate in this long-established ritual. Make sure you're not checking your phone or talking with another guest while someone is giving a toast. Number 14, never leave your passport. The Russian police are known to stop any individual at any time to check documents. This is not done randomly. If you don't look Russian, you will most likely be asked for your ID. So, never leave your hotel without your passport and visa, or you'll find yourself way off your itinerary, headed to the police station instead of the State Hermitage Museum. Number 15, never dress too casually. Make sure to pack some nice dresses and at least one formal, black outfit for your visit to Russia. Russians like to dress up even when they're just going for a stroll at the park, or a short walk to a nearby store. You don't want to feel out of place, surrounded by well-groomed men in crisp, fashionable suits and beautiful women in glittery dresses, fur coats, and high heels.